Look at my feet. My feet are straight ahead. You don't want to do that. You want to turn your feet out. And I'm going to do this backwards. And that's what makes it look like hip hop. What this is with hip hop is everything's down low. It all is in a plie. Hip hop is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit, ah, and ah. The more relaxed you are, that's what makes it hip hop.
And that I have seen. Oh, God, how adorable that is.
I could laugh at that now. I mean, I couldn't before. I wouldn't look at it, but I can now.
And now you're seeing it, and you see why it just connected with people so much. And so now let's see how people took that original part, and then here's Taylor and doing this.
Here we go. That's so fun.
Hey, I'm Dena. Look at my feet. My feet are straight ahead. You don't want to do that. Hip hop is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hit, ah.
You're so good.
And ah. The more relaxed you are, that's what makes it hip hop. Boom, bam, every time. Or Start out just hitting it. This is what we call popping. Straight. Straight. Hit,
It's so silly.
And that's what makes it look like hip hop.
That is so silly. We had so much fun doing that, Dennis.
That's
we had a blast.
But that having a blast, you know, Dena, having a blast. I've always believed that entertainment, the greatest entertainment, is when entertainers are having fun. When we can act, and that's the joy of it. I think that's where people connected with you on that, is that they could see that you're having a ball, and here you are. Your journey into hip hop, your journey into connecting with that happened how?
You know, starting out with, that's part of my story, I guess I can tell, but as a young girl, I was gravitating towards R&B music. It wasn't called hip hop. But later on, of course, my journey started.
What years are those? Because I was born in 1948. So what years were you a teenager?
Okay, so let me think. 15, 75. About 75.
Okay, so that's what was happening. So it's 75. You're a teenager during this time. The Beatles have already happened. This is starting a new phase, and that's when you go through your teenage years.
Yes, I go through them. I watched Soul Train a lot growing up. That really shaped who I was as a dancer later on, because people were like, you're never going to do anything. So 1984 is a turning point for me. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'll pick up my story when, you know, are we doing this now? Are we live now?
No, we are. Know we are.
Okay. So I'm talking now. I didn't know. All right. So I didn't know that part of it is 1984. This movie Breakin' came out, Breakin', like breakdancing. And I saw it and it changed my life. I was already teaching dance, but that movie changed
everything. The entire spectrum of dance, ballet, do the whole, I mean, you had the entire classical range.
Yep.
And then you went here. You went, oh my.
Yeah, that movie. I said, I'm going to do this. And what was crazy is I was sitting, my dad had shops in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They were outdoor, and had just seen the movie. I owned a dance studio. I was very young, and I was sitting there and I watched these two guys like moonwalk down the sidewalk, and I chased them. And I said, hey, I want what y'all have. And I trained for 2 years with these guys, and it changed my dance life forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And so now, all right, you do this, and then what happens after that?
I started teaching a little bit, like I hadn't really blown up, as they say, yet. I was teaching a little bit here and there. I trained with these guys. I still had a dance studio. I would go out to the clubs and battle people and dance, you know, battle, which is, you know, like if you and I were battling dance moves.
Yeah.
I would, you know, it's back and forth.
No, yeah, there isn't. Dancing and me is not quite, I mean, it wouldn't have happened, but still, go ahead.
Yeah, so that kind of explains it. So my friends would say, let's go out so you can, battle this person and, all of that. So that was fun. And then somehow I wrote to a dance a convention. It was probably in 1985, no, probably 1987, 88. And I said, can I teach breakdancing on your convention? And she wrote back and said, yeah. Now we're writing real letters now. We're not talking about emails. This is a real letter I wrote. Mailed it off, heard back. She said, yes, you can. And I thought, oh gosh, what am I going to do now? Like, I got to get with the program. So that's how it kind of started. I started working at a dance convention like that, worked on several conventions, actually made the video in 1997. This
Is the
video.
video. This is the video that is in it. All right, street style. That was you.
Yep, that's
Yep.
me.
How
So,
wonderful. And it's so important that we're having this video because this is what has blown up around the world.
yeah, I know, right? But you have to understand when it blew up the first time, I would say the video is 27 years old. I want to say about 15 years ago, I shot the video. It was supposed to be for teachers, for them to have an instructional video because hip hop was a new style. Wasn't like something they'd done before. So I was trying to train people through these videos. And so this woman had seen me and said, I need you to come out to New Mexico. So I did. We shot the video. I left and shot another one, which is, most people don't know about this one yet. Step to My Groove. This is 2002. So this is the one, though, that everybody happened. So there's a website called Everything is Terrible. And they took my video and they chopped it up and put it on YouTube. I didn't have anything to do with it. Didn't even know it was out there until somebody came to me while I was teaching and just flipped the phone around and said, is this you? I said, yeah. They said, you might want to check this out. So I did. And I saw some of the worst comments, just mean-spirited people, just mean-spirited.
I mean, to take that, to take that into your soul and to have that experience.
Horrible. Because I felt like, I didn't even know how to handle it because it was blowing up. I refused to look at anything. I shut down. I went off of Facebook. I went off of Instagram and wouldn't do anything. But my career is just still skyrocketing. Didn't have anything to do with that at all. And so I'm teaching all over the country. I'm doing this and that. But every so often, basically about every 2 weeks, a stupid video would resurface again and again. And people would just rip it apart. And so I said, I will never, ever, ever address this video, ever. I kept my mouth shut for all those years. I wanted to say something to people, but I felt like if I did, then we're going to go back and forth like this. You know what I mean?
So, all right, stop right there.
Sure.
Say what you would say. What was in your heart to say to them? Just let it rip right here. And just so we'll get it out so we'll be done with it. So we'll put that aside of what was going on and what you wanted to say most.
Okay. I think what I wanted to say most is, do y'all actually think I just made this video? Like, you think I just got off set and I was like, oh, I need some powder. Oh, we just did it. No, people. Also, you think you're the first one to put it on Facebook? Ha ha ha, you're so funny. No, dog, that thing's been out for years. So, and all you mean-spirited people, you will be accountable for every word you say against someone, because I trust God in my life. And I kept asking God, why are you letting this happen to me? I'm a laughing stock, and I just couldn't get with it. I was just so hurt and upset. But those are the things I really wanted to say. It's like, how can you people think and do this? You don't even know me. You know nothing about me. Nothing.
And it's so easy for people to take something and to knock it down as opposed to be able to build up. But you took that. You took that, and now it's suddenly coming back around. And now suddenly all of that challenge and all of that, you're turning it into an entirely and really bringing that forth. So talk about that.
Yeah. There's a girl out in California. She had a friend named Joe Haynes, and he emailed me and said, I have a friend named Taylor Tarantino. She dressed up like you for Halloween. So you have to understand, there were people dressing up like me. There's so many memes out there. There's thousands and thousands of videos of people mimicking me.
Right.
And she had her TikTok blew up after that. So she sent me an email and says, is there any chance that we might can have a collaboration? Now you have to understand too, so many people were trying to do stuff with me, but they didn't have good intentions. You know, they were trying to exploit it. And so no, I said, let me pray about this, Taylor. I don't know about it. I don't know if I'm ready. And I actually was going out to California. She lives in Los Angeles. And I was going out to Anaheim for a dance job.
Mhm.
And this was like a month ago, probably not even 5 weeks, maybe 5, 6 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. We did all that. We shot all that stuff in a parking lot. And she posted the video, and I was like, oh my gosh. I kept watching it. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5, 8. I can't believe it. But she is the real deal. She is the one that decided she was going to really just embrace me and give me respect and love. And that's what she's done. So I know, isn't that great when they have people like that in your life?
And what was it about you, Dena, that is the tenacity to go through all this? I mean, I mean, I know that you pray and you're a woman of faith and you have that, but there has to be something about in your constitution. That little girl who
Yeah.
was a dancer, the one that, as she grew up in South Carolina, as she's growing up in the South, and
Mm-hmm.
that's who you are. That's who you are bringing to the table today.
Thank you for saying those things, because I really, I was mad about it, but I think being able to continue to work gave me that. Like, I'm not going to let these people tear me down. That's not going to happen. I'm going to keep working. They can keep doing what they're doing. And then when the time is right, I will come out and it will come full circle. And the time was right. We're talking about, like I said, a 27-year-old video.
Yeah.
27 years.
And in teaching the movement and the dance, because there is a meme of how we are racially divided,
I know,
and
crazy.
you are bringing this together and showing an opportunity because you connected with the African American dance and the experience and coming out of hip hop and that.
Yeah.
How did you make that reconciliation in your own?
I think it was in me, like from a little girl. I feel like it was just there. I wasn't raised in a family that, I'm sorry, not my light. I wasn't raised in a family that was like dancing around the living room, in my studio. My dance teacher told my parents that I probably wasn't going to do anything in dance, so they would want to save their money, which was crazy, just like everybody's saying, I'm not going to make $1 doing this break dancing thing. But
Right.
anyway, so I think it was just because it was in me. I knew as a young girl I was going to do something with dance, but it wasn't going to be what everybody else was doing. And so that's kind of how I kept pushing and pushing. And I had a lot of openings to go into inner cities and to be able to connect there and it be a legitimate, because if you're going to go and represent something that's not really your, maybe your race or generation. I don't know how to put it, but
both. I mean, because we are divided by race, we're divided by generation, but yet where the commonality is the humanity.
No, that's a good one. That's right. Humanity. And I think that's what it was. I connected on a level that they knew, hey, this girl knows what she's talking about.
And you respected the culture, you respected the genre, everything that you do comes from that place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just enamored with it. And as a young dancer coming up, and then when I started becoming more of a professional dancer, you know, you have to really know your music. You know, you got to know what you're bringing to the table, because hip hop music has so much profanity as it kept going on and on. New school hip hop, I don't listen to. Old school, I do, because the profanity wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so I had to really tiptoe around making sure whatever music I had was representing positivity and edited. So that's kind of what I had to do for that.
So here's what happened. Here you are. Taylor approaches you. All this happens. Suddenly, you're having to deal with the kind of success. You're having to deal with starting to have merchandise, starting to tell me what's going on. Here we are at the 1st of June, first part of June of 2024. What's going on? What's, tell me.
Okay. All righty. So we did those videos, and like you said, they blew up. Now I have a nephew named Nathan. He actually lives in Austin. Both of my nephews live in Austin, and I wish I lived in Austin. I think it's the coolest place.
Lovely.
Isn't it cool? Maybe one day. But anyway, my nephew Nathan kept saying to me, Dena, you have got to take your power back. No, Nathan, I'm not doing that. You can make shirts. People will buy them. No, they won't. Nobody's going to put no. I kept saying, no. He kept saying, telling me. Like, he kept telling me, you need to go on something called Cameo, which is where you can, somebody can pay, you can send a happy birthday or anniversary. So I just got on Cameo, people. If you want a message, check me out. Dena Rizzo.
We'll put that on the. We'll have that on the show links and be able to do. All right, so Cameo, so we could actually get you to wish me a happy birthday or to say,
yes.
what
or
right.
dance,
All right,
whatever
so
you want.
That. That's a way of doing it. Now continue.
Yes. So now I started not believing any of this was going to happen. I want to show you like one of the shirts. Like, I don't know if you could see that.
Oh.
That it's just a start. It says, this one says, hi, I'm Dena. This is kind of what's going on now. This is, they were all iconic phrases from my video. This one says, I don't see it. I don't think you can. Just start out hitting it, which I say in the video. And the last one is this one that says, boom, bap, every time. These are things that I said in the video. And Taylor decided she was going to make us some shirts. And she did. And they started selling, which I couldn't believe it. So that was a cool thing that's happening. Yep. Also, there's an energy drink called Lucky Brand, and they reached out to me to be, to help, to be a brand. I got a brand deal. That's what you want. I mean, that's, I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So last week I was in California again. Me and Taylor shot a bunch of new videos. And then I also sat down for like 4 hours, interviewed with this energy drink, which will be coming out soon. They also created a shirt as well. So things are looking up, like, yeah, crazy.
It's also so much as a matter of timing, and yes. I love what you were talking about, where you kept saying no, and then allowed yourself to say yes.
Yes, that was crazy. I had no idea, Dennis. I had no idea. I was so afraid to look at. I didn't even have TikTok. I was like, oh, what? No, not doing TikTok. Well, of course, you have to. And so that's what we did. And when I started reading the comments, my heart was so full and blessed me so much, because they all were saying, we've loved you. We're so glad that you're taking your power. I mean, the comments go on and on and on. Yeah. And I'm just blessed by them. And so to see that happen, such an opposite of what had happened before. See, you got to understand too, Dennis, I feel like I was not open-minded. Okay. I was totally thinking everybody was out to get me. Everybody,
Exactly.
You can't have a mindset like that if you want to do something. And so as far as the video is concerned, so I thought, you know what? And we're going to do this. It's the timing. The timing is right. I can't sit around and keep waiting. you know?
The planets aligned, and and then you said yes.
I said yes. And it's been such an experience. Like in the videos, I meant to bring it, but it's in my bedroom.
Sure.
But Taylor found the original shirts we wore. I wore the video 27 years ago, and she surprised me with them. That video is on her TikTok, Taylor Tarantino. Check her out. She's the real deal. So she surprised me with it. I'm like, where did you find that shirt? And she said somebody found it in a thrift store. And then she found another one so we could both have one, which was the kindest thing ever. That's the kind
Isn't
of
that
person.
wonderful? I mean, and as you're seeing this kindness build, one of the things that Renee, our director, and I talk about all the time is that this is a time when the divine feminine is rising. This is when women are, we need you so much. We need women taking their rightful place beside us as equal in this beautiful place. So you're doing it through the marketing. Everything that you're doing is bringing healing and connectivity to this opportunity.
Oh yes, so much wisdom, Dennis. You know, things that I don't think about, and you just said that. And you know, I also feel like I just kind of became. I was still working, but I became kind of a recluse. Like I wasn't reaching out to people. And I know from my faith, that is not what you want to do. You want to have people around you that support.
What is it? A light? What, you don't put your light under a meal tub. Bring it out. This is the light. This is the light that I see in you right now. I mean, there is that you are actually incandescent. There's something lit up in you about what you're doing, and you're getting an opportunity, but you're getting an opportunity to model for all of us of what happens when you say to the universe, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you accept, and because you were the biggest no, and
now look, I have to eat my words, but I do have to say, when it was all happening, who would have even see, I'm still kind of a little bit not sure I want to go on YouTube, because YouTube was where it all happened.
Yes.
And so I'm like, do I even want a YouTube channel? Because I know that TikTok and Instagram, those are the ones I'm really on. You know, TikTok will not allow somebody to come on there and, rip you apart. They take those comments off.
Sure.
And I think Instagram does. I'm not sure. But so I'm afraid to go on YouTube because I don't know what, I don't want to be attacked. And I don't know. But again, closed-minded.
Yeah. And it's part of it. I mean, people are going to attack. I mean, you see people attacking Taylor Swift.
Oh, gosh,
you see people.
right?
I mean, that's part of what they're going to do. But it's up to us to be able to take the cream and to be able to say, I'm going to continue to be, because look at all the inspiration that you're giving to us today.
Oh,
look what you're bringing. You're bringing to us by showing, okay, I'm going to stick with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be authentic.
Yes.
That's what people connect with. I have a feeling that some of the criticism is that people have a hard time when someone's authentic, being who they actually are. People get jealous. People just can't really handle that. But that's what you were bringing in. Now you broke through that. It's like going through the sound barrier. Now you've got an opportunity to do this, and now you're getting a chance to experience. And there'll be just as many problems staying small as there are going big. That's the thing. I mean, if there are going to be just as many problems, why don't we accept what the universe is saying?
Yeah, that is so true. And it's like, so what if, I've already been beaten down, that already happened.
Yep.
So I feel like, okay, well, why? I think you're helping me see something that I didn't see before by saying, okay, why am I running away from YouTube? Well, why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. I need to do just like I'm doing. And if people got something to say, they got something to say. And everybody's going to have something to say. Negative.
Right. But depriving them of Dena, depriving them of the opportunity to be able to see someone who is absolutely beyond anything but being herself, of bringing the joy and the peace and wanting to share. Because in all, the thing that I love about what I love about your video is when you're teaching that we will have shown already on the show, by the way, we'll have edited it and put it in there. So the thing about you is that we get an opportunity to be able to see someone who is really wants to bring this movement, this dance, these authentic, and then let people move on and riff off of that and be able to grow on
Yeah.
that. And it's just no one. I mean, I can watch it over and over and over again. And I love watching people around the world who take your voice, who
I
listen
know.
to this and do this, and then put their own spin on it, and they do it so reverently.
Yeah.
It's truly, I mean, it's truly an homage. Every single one of them does it as an homage to you.
And I had a hard time thinking that, like, what I call the newer generation, they're the ones, the young ones are the ones that's embracing me. When I read the comments and people say, yeah, Dena, I took from you in Ohio, I took from you in Orlando, like all over the country, I took from you here. I've always loved you. Or some people, the video, is iconic. You're a legend. I'm like, I'm like, nah, I don't know about all that. But I do know that I'm ready to take it all in. I'm ready to make this become, making a living doing this. Yeah, I mean, so many people live off of TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah. And they live on, and this is the whole thing of to be a working artist. I mean, you have this entire world of working artists, and every once in a while you have somebody that pops out into a superstar and that. But for the rest of us to be working artists, to be able to be doing what we love doing. I mean, for me to have the graceful opportunity to be here with you today is amazing. I mean, it is the gift of what I want to do in order to do my joy and to be able to do my joy. So I get a chance to do what I'm doing. You're getting a chance to be able to do what you're doing. And it's my belief that each person has this opportunity. There's something within them
Yes.
that the world is hungry to hear, that the world needs. And each one of us, we can find that. And it's going to look differently for everybody. It's not going to look like there cannot be another Dena. Dena, there's only one slot for her. Now be you.
Oh, goodness. Well, those words were so kind and so true. You have so much wisdom. I'm like, let me soak it up, Dennis. Let me soak it in.
Thank you. Oh, you're so
Let me get it all in. But I had a dance ministry, and that was really important to me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to start it back up at some point.
No, may I give you an edit here?
Yeah.
You've already started. You are already, I mean, I'm just sitting here. I want to call in response to you. I want to go preach, Dena, preach. Because this is what you're doing. You're already doing it now. It has not started. That has left the gate.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for that, because that's what I want to do. I want, I'm going to start making TikTok videos of me dancing and maybe some instructional stuff now, and see how that goes. I am not TikTok savvy. Now
Right.
Taylor is. So she does a lot of the posting on mine and hers, and I'm going to be learning to do that. I wish I'd have taken a course in how to edit stuff, because I don't know how to do any of
It'll
that.
be, but this is the whole part. I mean, each one of us, we have to ask for help.
Oh yeah.
We have to accept the help. Like Taylor coming and being part of this, as you're going to see as you make this as an enterprise, as you're able to go out there and then you're able to expand, you're going to get an opportunity to do this.
Oh man, thank you for that. I still work with dance. I work for Showstoppers, which is one of the biggest dance competitions in the world, basically.
Yep.
And I was on tour for 4 months. Last weekend was my last weekend. I was going somewhere different every single weekend and did that for 4 months, judging competitions, which is so fun. You know, that we start at little 4-year-olds come out on that stage, and they're so little and the stage is so big, but they get out there and do it. And then a few weeks ago, or a month or so ago, when I was in California, this 80-year-old woman came out and did a tap dance, and she ended in a split. I was like, oh my gosh, do we need to get somebody to help her get up? And she just popped right up. And I was like, heck yeah, man, this is it. And so, yeah, so now I'm on kind of a rest because I'll start back in June, end of June, doing some finals and all that. But now I'm focusing on all of this. And, to try to grow a brand, I guess, is what
Right.
people call
Because
it.
this is the brand, because this is your opportunity, and it's important to strike while the brand is hot
That's right.
and be able to expand and to get a toehold into the market, because there is a market out there
Sure.
for this.
I know that now. You know, when I read comments and they're like, you know, when is Dena really going to dance? Like, is she going to throw down anywhere? You know, like,
Right.
no, wait a minute. I had a hip replacement and I had a fractured sacrum. So, hey, I might throw down soon. I'm healing from all of that. Hip replacement was last year. And that's from, I was bone on bone, and that was from doing all that breaking and all that dancing stuff. But it was well worth it. And this journey, I feel like I never dreamed it would be like this. I'm so close-minded again, you know.
What opened that mind?
Gosh,
What was the tipping point as you look back on it, that you finally went, maybe,
maybe.
instead of doing the no?
Yeah, I think it was the email I got from Taylor. I saw her video of her being me. And it was funny because on her page, she talks about how people like her as Dena more than they do as Taylor. So she kind of started just being me. And this was going on since a year ago or so,
Yeah.
you know, and I didn't even know anything about her, but
Yeah.
I felt like the Lord gave me that like push to go, it's now or never. And she's the one, and she will not hurt you like everybody else did. And that's what I'm believing and trusting. Because there are people out there like that, you know, and because the way the world is now, everybody's got like their defense up. You're always like, wait, what?
Yep.
No, not doing that. But there's people out there generally that are kind
There are.
and
And there are
want to.
more, and we need to pay attention to those who are supportive
Yes.
and nurturing and growing, because as we pay attention to those,
Mm-hmm.
and in the South, that we say, well, bless their hearts and all their parts, but let them do what they need to do. Let them do, but it's not mine. let's
Right.
let's stay here. Let's stay in this, because whatever we focus upon is going to grow, and we're focusing upon the healing,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and we're focusing on the joy that we can bring, and the joy that is happening, and that's what's going to increase.
Oh yeah. And somebody said, well, my sister and I always talk about staying in our lane. You know, that's basically what you just said. Stay
Yes,
in
ma'am.
your lane. Don't try to cross over or do any of that, because that's where you get messed up. So, and that's why if I engaged with any of these people that were being mean to me, that I
Yeah.
would start something that would just end everything that I'm doing now. You know what I mean? It would have kind of been like, well, she said this, and this,
Yeah.
where I was like, not going to say anything.
No.
It was hard.
The thing about talking meanness, what I have found over my life, over my 76 years, is
Wow.
that any time that I have ever been mean or talked mean, I'm always describing my internal life.
Wow.
Those people are describing their internal life. They're describing the walls that they live in. They're describing the ugliness that they need to clean up. That's what they're doing. It looks like that they're projecting it on us. I mean, that they're doing, but it's not. It's all projection. It's all projection of their internal reality, because it's the same thing when people are gracious and kind.
Yes.
They're expressing their internal beauty, their internal break. So it's really about them.
Wow.
It's not about, it hurts like hell. It
I know, it
hurts.
does.
Oh, but it's not about me. It's about them.
It's so funny you just said that, because I was getting ready to tell you something that this a dear friend of ours said to my sister. My sister was worried about somebody saying something about her, and this person said, "Trust me, ain't nobody thinking about you." Like, in other words, nobody's thinking.
They're
about
not.
you. And so, I think about that too, and I'm like, why are we the type of people that when we walk in somewhere, somebody looks at us, we think they're thinking about us, talking about us? They're not doing that. We're not all that,
Yeah.
And so that was something I had to also go.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe
and
5, it might be there for 5 seconds and then they're on to something else. And so I might as well, I'm the one that is making it more, because whenever I'm taking those things personally, it's really something that I'm feeling insecure about me.
of course,
I have my own insecurities that I'm having to deal, my own smallness that I'm having to go through. That's what it's really about, Dennis. Let's
Yeah.
be real. It ain't about them.
It's crazy, because when Showstoppers hired me and put me out there and I started teaching conventions, they really were instrumental in guiding my career. They started calling me the Queen of Hip Hop, which, I didn't name myself any of that. They started calling me the Queen of Hip Hop, and they kind of put me out there in the front. Like, there were a lot of teachers, a lot of really famous teachers. Here I'm just a girl from the South that just likes to dance. And I was surrounded by people that were like, from So You Think You Can Dance, all these movies that were teaching at the convention. But Debbie Roberts continued to put me out there out front. And I would just pitch. I'd go back to my hotel room and go, is this really happening to me? Are people really wanting my autograph and my picture? It just blew my mind, and I think that helped me stay grounded, because I never allowed myself to get above that.
Oh,
Because,
exactly. However, I will say somebody's got to be queen. Why not you?
why not?
Why not Dena? All right, so it's the perfect role. You've auditioned for. You've worked all your life. Here you are. It's this. So we'll have that coronation and be able to do that.
You know what? I think I just got an idea. Let me grab my big mouth. He's been so good. Come here, buddy. All right.
Thank you. What is his name?
Godfrey.
Godfrey. That's right.
Godfrey.
Godfrey. That's perfect. What a
He is a
perfect.
Godfrey.
What a perfect consort to the queen. I mean,
know.
it's Godfrey.
You gave me an idea. I think that we're trying to do ideas for shirts. And you said, why? How did you put it? Why not? You said something about
somebody has to be queen, right? We'll have it on tape. You can always rewind and we'll be able to see that.
Somebody has to be queen. Why not Dena? That might be a good shirt. How about that?
And what I love to see is that you making both a living out of this and being able to make and to be able to find a way to have your dance ministry expand, to be able to be able to take this to areas to where people would not be touched before, but they can be today.
Yes, sir. I will accept that.
Thank you so much for this. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to meet you. You inspire me so much.
Well,
you let me know that I can channel my own version of the authenticity, because I have my own authenticity that I can bring. So I can bring that version of the authenticity, and then let's see where it goes.
Hey, let me do one thing. I want to teach you a little move, okay? While you're sitting, just go with your hand like by your head. Get it close. Go under your chin. Bend your fingers See how I'm doing that? And bringing it up like a wave. Look at you. You got it, Dennis. You got it. There's a new move.
Wait a minute. So it's here and then.
Here and there. And then if you want to get fancy, you can make your hand do a wave by bending your fingers all the way through. Look at that. See, you got it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach you a dance step.
Thank you.